So hello everyone and welcome to our webinar, Increasing Margins Through Cost of Poor Quality. So I'd like to thank you in advance for taking the time to attend today's webinar. Our presenters today are Adam Stevenson and Peter Alouche. Now Adam is the Product Manager for Quality and Supply Chain Management Solutions here at Intelex. He's a certified ISO 9001-2008 lead auditor and has implemented quality management system software across a variety of industries. Now, Peter is Intelex Quality Practice Manager and the Communications Chair with ASQ Toronto. And he brings over 14 years experience to the table, working in a variety of industries ranging from power generation and utility sectors to manufacturing in engineering, quality, and new product development capacities. So today, Adam and Peter are going to talk about the cost of poor quality. Specifically, they're going to provide some insight into how you can quantify cost of poor quality and leverage it to increase the efficiency and profitability both within your quality management program and across your business. So on that note, I'm going to wrap up and hand it over to Adam and Peter to get started.
Awesome. Thanks, JP. So we're really excited to have everyone join us today to talk about this very important topic about the cost of poor quality, otherwise known as COPQ. In today's agenda, we're going to be covering the following items. We're going to chat about what is the current state of COPQ, what it is, just give everybody a quick refresher for anybody that doesn't recall. We're going to talk about the COPQ iceberg and what that means, why organizations should really change, where should you start to start reducing COPQ, the importance of data, how Intelex can help, and we'll wrap up with some questions. So just before we get started, we're going to launch a quick poll just to set the tone for the presentation. So what we want to ask everyone is, do you believe your organization is able to accurately quantify COPQ today? All right, fantastic. So we've got about 82% of the attendees said that they're not able to monitor COPQ accurately today. So that's really great that we have the audience here so we can learn about how we can really improve on this situation. Fantastic. So what is the current state of the cost of poor quality? You know, there's so many solutions that are out there today. People might be stuck with using old conventional methods, whether that's trying to analyze COPQ using Excel spreadsheets or manual intensive methods. And we really need to figure out how we can identify, analyze, and reduce COPQ using proven CI initiatives. Well, you know, just as we saw in the poll, a lot of organizations are struggling with monitoring COPQ, and we saw the same thing. So back in December, Intelex conducted a survey of over 300 professionals ranging from senior level executives, CEOs, senior level directors, managers, and we asked them what are some of the KPIs that they're really struggling with. And the number one source of pain was trying to monitor cost of poor quality. And this is really important primarily because cost of poor quality is the language of upper management. If you're not able to speak about the pain in your business resulting from inefficiencies, rework, scrap, unnecessary testing, customer complaints, and all of these sources of pain, it's going to be pretty difficult to get buy-in from upper management in order to invest in the quality management system, whether that's investing in human capital, new processes, new equipment, and technology that's needed to really set the organization to the next level of performance. And I wanted to quickly share the results from that particular question from our survey. So cost of poor quality came out as the most challenging item, metric that organizations are trying to monitor, but they can't today accurately. Next was about response time. So how responsive are we, or our ability to close off corrective actions, close off non-conformances in time so we can really mitigate escapes. And then the usual suspects, so lead time, on-time delivery, number of customer complaints. We have a pretty good handle on those items historically. So in today's world, we constantly see examples of cost of poor quality. So whether we're seeing safety issues, accidents that are happening out there resulting from a design flaw, or there's sources from poor quality in terms of the product design and release process, as we saw with some of the phones catching fire recently, or there could be some scandals, as we're seeing with some of the automakers that are out there. So the recalls associated with these activities are quite costly. They're in the billions, not only for the particular issue itself, but also when you think about the impact to stock price and market capitalization as well. Cost of poor quality really encompasses a broader aspect of the consequences from these issues when they occur. So it's a big deal. So what is the cost of poor quality? Well, we can look at it, sometimes cost of poor quality, or COPQ, is also known as cost of quality. I like to focus on the COPQ aspect because the biggest contributors are the poor part, so internal failures and external failures. But basically you've got four components. So there's a prevention piece, there's appraisal, internal failures, and external failures. And on the prevention side of things, this is really about putting in the infrastructure that you need. It's the engine for your QMS, consisting of all the processes that are required to realize products and deliver to customers, and even take in customer feedback and improve the management system over and over. This also ties in with the risk-based approach to think more proactively and really prevent systemic issues from reoccurring in future. Appraisal is really tied to the quality control aspects of your business, whether you're in a goods manufacturing organization or you're primarily involved with providing services. So this is where inspections are taking place, audits, testing, supplier assessments, qualification activities. This is all about preventing escapes before they get into the hands of the customer. The next contributor is internal failures, and these are pretty familiar, should be pretty familiar to everybody in the audience. You know, consisting of all the scrap, the rework when we have to reprocess information or rework manufacturing of a component, or even redo testing of a large complex system before we send it out to the end customer, whether that's a consumer or B2B type environment. And there's also the failure analysis. So imagine all the times where something has gone wrong and you've had to sit in a meeting room or even have multiple meetings with a large cross-functional team consisting of, you know, upwards of 6 to 15 people. That in itself is an expensive endeavor. If we can really reduce that that type of activity unnecessarily, that's something that is gonna really help reduce COPQ as well. And the last part is external failures. So just as I was showing previously, this is where all the lawsuits, the recalls, the major customer complaints and returns are taking place. Even when you have to send out field support to get a system that you sold to a customer up and running, and it's resulting in multiple site visits, this is really costly. You think about the travel involved, impact to your customer's production. These are all contributors to cost of poor quality.